Morning boys, what is up? It's gonna be another psychology video, a quick one for you guys. Much like every weekend, you guys seem to be loving the psychology videos, so I'm gonna keep them going every Saturday and Sunday, right? Because during the week I do trade recaps. But this was gonna be specifically about managing your emotions as a trader and how you are going to handle losing days and losing weeks as a trader, right? You hear it every day from every trader on social media. Oh, just control your emotions. That's what makes the difference between a profitable trader and an unprofitable trader. The reality is every trader is going to feel emotions. Even a profitable trader is going to feel emotions. You don't think I get a little upset when I lose a trade? If it was an A+ setup, I get a little upset. Of course I do. Of course I'll be upset when I lose a fucking trade. The difference is how I react to it. All right? Yeah, I'm sad. I lost money instead of making money. I don't go and spam fucking buy or spam sell trying to make that money back, right? I sit down, I accept I took the best trade for my given system on this given trading day. I don't fucking go and full pull my account, or I don't get fucking mad and rage that I took a fucking trade and lost. No, the difference between an unprofitable trader and a profitable trader isn't feeling no emotions, because you are always going to feel emotions. It is learning how to handle and manage them. Learning how to accept the fate that you are bound to lose a trade and learning to not react on those emotions. The only difference between an unprofitable and profitable trader, besides whatever model and strategy you trade, because that does not matter too much, it is all a psychology game. It is how does trader A and B, what makes trader A profitable and trader B unprofitable? Trader B loses a trade, doubles down his side and size and takes another trade, trying to win back that money that he just lost from a trade. Trader A locks himself out because he knows that he followed his system, his rules, and did the best that he could on that given trading day, right? They both took the same trade. They both lost. One of them blew their accounts and one of them didn't. Why? One of them, and they both felt emotions, one of them didn't react to the emotions he felt. He sat down and accepted that he lost his trade, that it's part of his system. The other trader couldn't accept his fate, couldn't accept the fact that he fucking lost the trade, doubled his risk, tripled his risk, full ported, and lost his account. The only difference between a profitable and unprofitable trader is how they react to their emotions. You are always going to feel emotions. You think I don't get upset when I lose a fucking trade? I wouldn't say upset. I would reword that as more like, oh, unfortunate. Because I honestly don't care the outcome of your trade, and you should detach yourself from the outcome of your trade as well. But obviously you are going to feel emotional. You're going to detach yourself from the dollar amount. But the fact that the trade didn't hit is still going to slightly affect you emotionally, and that is okay. That is okay. You're not supposed to be numb like a fucking robot. Losing a trade is always going to feel unfortunate. Just don't react on those emotions. The only difference between you being unprofitable right now today and you being profitable in the future is learning how to control yourself from reacting to those emotions you're feeling. Because I promise you, you can't remember the last trade you took that blew your last account. If you can name the last trade that you took that blew your last account, congratulations. Because the odds are you probably took a very, very odd trade that is not an actual system. You're not following a real system. You were just trying to fucking catch X amount of points with X amount of contracts, trying to outweigh the loss you previously took, right? You didn't take an actual trade. Did you follow your system? No, you didn't follow your system, right? If you blowing your account, the odds are you went on tilt. You fucking reacted to those emotions. Don't react to those emotions. I started this week. Today is Friday, right? You're gonna be seeing this on Sunday. I made, I think, $6,000 to $10,000 this week trading, right? I had 2 losing days. I had 2 losing days this week, Monday and Thursday. Yeah. Monday, Tuesday, yeah. Okay, so I lost Monday and Thursday. I had 3 winning days and 2 losing days. And I came out green because I didn't react to those emotions that I felt. I didn't react negatively towards those losses because I know that at the end of the week, I'm gonna come out green, which I did. I came out green at the end of the week. Not because I was a fucking idiot and full ported my accounts, but because I felt those emotions. I felt those emotions of, darn, dang it, I lost this fucking trade. I didn't fucking react and full port. I sat there and said, you know what? That was my setup. That was my system. I'm gonna lock myself out and wait for a better setup tomorrow. And that's what I did on Monday. That's what I did on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And guess what? Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday heavily outweighed those losses that I took on Monday and Thursday. Did I full port on Monday or Thursday after losing a trade? No. Did I full port on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday when I won my trades? No. I took a trade with the same amount of size every day. I fix my risk at 1 to 2 contracts depending on my current drawdown, and that is it. I don't trade the way that most people trade, where they fucking trail their stops and adjust their risk because they lost a trade. No, I have a fixed risk. I do believe in fixed contract sizing. That is the way I trade. I trade 1 to 2 contracts depending on the account size. If I'm on a 50K, I trade 1 con. If I'm on a 150K, I trade 2 contracts, and that is it. Usually, there's not a discrepancy in volatility that is that crazy. Like most days, my stop loss is 25 to 30 points, and that is the way I trade. It's that simple. I either make $500 or $1,000, or I lose $500 or $1,000. It is that simple, right? That is how I trade. You can check all my trade recaps. But the reality is, most of you guys can't even have the opportunity to make $500 or $600 or $500 or $1,000, because the second you lose a trade, you go on tilt and you full port your fucking accounts. Because you're being an idiot, you're being a moron, you're being selfish and greedy. The second you stop being selfish and greedy and start detaching yourself from your emotions and stop reacting to what you're feeling, is when you're actually gonna see progress in your trading. I promise you, for 1 week, please, today is Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. If you take 1 loss, lock yourself out. If you take 1 win, lock yourself out. 1 trade a day. For the next 5 trading days, take 1 trade a day. If you take a loss, lock yourself out, and you're gonna see how happy you are that day that you didn't go on tilt and full port your account because you took a loss. You're gonna see how well you learn to manage your emotions when you're only taking 1 trade a day. 1 session, 1 trade. It is that fucking simple. That is what took me from unprofitable to profitable. I used to trade AM and PM and sometimes Asia, and I switched to only trading AM. And that really made the difference in my trading. I took 1 trade a day in AM session, got really good at trading 920 to 940. It's that simple. Be a master at 1. Being a master at 1 is better than being a jack of all trades and a master at none, right? That's how trading works. You want to be really, really good at 1 fucking thing. That is all you need to be a profitable trader, right? I'm gonna leave you guys to it because I have to go catch my flight. But please listen to me when I tell you, for the next 5 trading days, all I ask of you, 1 trade, 1 session. Stick to your rules, stick to your system, and I promise that will help you build the discipline you need. You are going to feel anger. You are going to lose a trade this next week. You probably will. Unless you don't, proud of you, that's fire. But if you do lose a trade, I want you to lock yourself out, analyze, journal. What did you do wrong? What trade did you take that made you go on tilt, that made you go on edge, right? Stop. When you lose a trade, stop. Right? That's it. Lock yourself out. You lost. That's it. You lost. Journal it. Say, I took this trade at this time with this size. Journal that shit. You lost that trade. It is that simple. A losing trade does not mean you are incorrect about the market. A losing trade does not mean you were wrong. A losing trade is part of a winning system. Because if you do that same trade next week, the odds are it is probably going to hit. You're probably going to make money. And you're not going to go on tilt. You're not going to go on edge when you lose a trade or when you win a trade. But when you lose a trade, taking the same system, taking the exact same setup, you get mad at yourself. You're like, oh, I suck at trading. I suck so much. I'm a full port my fucking account because I don't deserve to win. Why? If you take that same setup tomorrow and it wins, you're going to think, oh, I'm the best trader ever. Like, I'm going to make so much money. Trading is so easy. It is the stupidest concept to go on tilt, to go on edge just because you lost a trade. And you guys need to understand, just because you lost a trade does not mean you were wrong. If you lost a trade and you followed your system, you were correct. You are correct about your model. You are correct about your system. And you know it is going to make you money at the end of the week, at the end of the month. When I lost a trade on Monday, I was not upset. I locked myself out and I was like, all right, I'll just look for a better trade on Tuesday. So I did. I won on Tuesday. 1 trade, locked myself out. Trade on Wednesday. I won. I locked myself out. Trade on Thursday. I lost, locked myself out. And today I made more money than most days combined. Locked myself out. I don't look for a second trade. I don't look for a third trade because I know my system is going to make me money at the end of the week. All right. Hope you guys have a great day. If you guys are interested once again in working with me one-on-one, I'll leave the link for you guys in the description. Hope you guys have a blessed week. Trade safe. 1 trade a day, 1 session. Follow your rules. All right. I'll see you boys tomorrow.